Folks, it is time for the NBA Finals. We made it. We skipped months of show just to get here and to get to this point.
Fast traveled.
Fast traveled. And it is, as we've called it for a year now, W323 and VA and CA, New York Knicks radio of the East Coast and West Coast. Here today on this joyous occasion as we prepare for Knicks Spurs with the one, the only Big Chief Burrito himself, Luis Martinez. Who you repping? Who you repping for the people?
33, old Patrick Ewing, man. The last time Knicks sniffed the championship. We are excited, to say the least. I told you guys in round two that we could smell it, once we got over that, and then that the Cavs' best chance was game one to hit us. But this team has won 11 games in a row by a staggering amount of points. They got tested by the Atlanta Hawks for a couple of games, and I tuned in when they went on the run, and I was like, this is an important game. Fuck, we got to see if we're – oh, my God, Mike Brown might not have it. What's going on? If they lose to the Hawks, this and that. I mean, I always liked Mike Brown, but there was a moment there when I was like, what is this team going to turn the switch on? And they did, because that last game of the Atlanta series was a blowout. They were up by like 50 points at halftime. Then they demolish Philly 4-0. Then they get the rust or rest, and Cleveland takes a shot at us in game one. We survive it. The almost bang. The ball was almost in the hoop. It's the almost bang, just the tip. And we survived game one and demolished them. But, game seven, analytics game seven was last night. So there's that.
It's just cleared.
Yeah, we lost in seven in analytics. So sucks to suck. And now you get a Spurs team that might have already played at Super Bowl, that has stated that we're still on a high. We're still pumped from beating OKC, reigning champions, reigning MVP, getting over the hump in your third year if you're the alien. San Antonio obviously is a city that's used to winning NBA chips. So, but this team is ahead of schedule. We talked about it a while ago. This is a Spurs team that is ahead of schedule. And I couldn't be happier that we get to play them in these NBA Finals, because I'm overly confident Jets fan and overly confident Mets fan is one thing, but overly confident Knicks fan is bing bong, busted up. This Knicks jersey is from when I was like 75 pounds heavier, so it's like fucking I'm swimming in it. This was like Fat Lou attire, but I'm a fucking rock the shit out of it like I'm in a fucking 2001 Nelly video, and go from there.
So is there any, and for the audience, yes, we're this is big Knicks radio here, but we are going to break down a little bit on the Spurs here too going into this. Do you have any fear of this team? Like, I know that you said before that between the Spurs and the Thunder, that you wanted the Spurs here, but as of this moment, I believe, according to DraftKings, the Spurs are still favorites to win the finals at -185. Knicks are a +155 underdog here. I know the overly confident Knicks fan is alive and very well, but is there any fear creeping towards that overly confident Knicks fan?
Look, I may or may not have put a Knicks in 4 bet in somewhere. Like, what if? This is what's at stake right now for me. Wemby just like knocking the fucking door open and being like, all right, I'm the best right now for the next 10 years. Right. Wemby just being like, I'm shutting this shit down for a decade. Fuck Luka, fuck LeBron,
fuck
Cat. I mean, everybody. Jokic, Shea fall down, all these people. I am the guy right now. If Wemby can do this in year 3, it's bigger than, if it was like, it's exactly like I told you, it was like if Jordan had beaten Larry Bird his first year in the playoffs.
Right.
That's at stake. And if this Knicks team that's won 11 in a row unlocks something and they are now the new meta, then beating a team like the Spurs that's young, still coming off of a high. This is the opposite of the Cavs series. The Knicks have a chance in game 1 to punch the Spurs in the face and be like, yeah, we're rested. You just came off a series, but this is a finals now, and you guys are a young team. We're used to playing in the Mecca. We're used to the bright lights. It's how much different is an NBA Finals. I know Just Hart said it was a zoo, but they're from New York. They're used to. They're in the media capital of the world, so they're under a scrutiny every fucking day. So a Knicks team rested 11 straight, seemingly unlocked something against a young team that feels like it already won its chip. There's a more than 0% chance that they could just punch them in the face in game 1. And that's at stake. Is this Knicks team that good that they're like, God damn, Knicks are the best team right now? And in my entire existence since like 1992, 3, 4, when Jordan was gone, that was the only time there was a conversation about whether the Knicks were the best team in the league. And then the Rockets were like, actually, no, we're the best team in the league. And then Olajuwon was like, no, I'm actually the guy. Fucking Dallas. Listen, centers from Texas are not my favorite. Olajuwon, fucking Timmy, fucking, they both beat the Knicks in the final. So if we lose to a third center from Texas in the finals, that's gonna suck. So I'm putting myself up here because it's been 50 fucking years, It's been my entire life. I've never seen a Knicks title. I was young when the Mets won in '86, and they went to a Subway Series, and the Knicks went to a couple of finals, and the Rangers won the Stanley Cup, but I wasn't really like, big time Rangers fan. So if the Knicks win this championship this year in 2 weeks, I'm good for a while. Like the Jets can suck for the rest of the 2000s, and I'll be fine. And the Mets can continue to be the LO Mets, and I'll be fine. The Mets will fucking eat at me, but I'm good for a little bit if the Knicks win. For the Spurs, it's going to be, like I said, ahead of schedule. Are these young guys the contributing players there? Is the lights too bright for them? Can Wemby carry on a team on his own? I'm scared of Fox getting healthy.
Yeah.
I'm scared of like those young guys running us off the court at some point. I'm scared of Wemby blocking Brunson's shot into like the stratosphere, and maybe like pumping up the crowd and like pulling up from 27 feet like he's Steph fucking Curry. Yeah, all that shit scares me because this team knocked out OKC. So I'm locked in.
I think the best thing probably on your side is that the Spurs are coming off of that 7-game series, right? They're obviously going to be a little more fatigued, a little more tired than you all, the Knicks sweeping in 4, and everybody still gets a little bit of time off no matter what, but that's still a hard-fought series weighing down on them. Knicks can come in. I think that is the key to the series, right? We're starting on the road in San Antonio with those 2 games. If the Knicks want to win this finals, if they can win this finals, I think you got to take one of these 2 on the road. You take game 1, you set the tone here. It's pandemonium in New York. New York's already going to be crazy. Mecca's going to be crazy already at game 3.
Is that Stephen A. Reed over there? You got to set the tone. Got to step up.
Set the tone. Blasphemous. And we know statistically 72% of game 1 winners win the finals. That's the percentage average. Obviously anything can go wild. This entire playoff has been wild. But I think this is just honestly the best outcome for the finals. I think that there could have been from a fan perspective, from everything, to see these 2 teams. You're getting the excitement of Wemby and this very, very young Spurs team that's been really fun to watch. And they have no fear, and no fear as a young team. They're breaking all the rules, right? Like Wemby's broken this rule. Like the greats are supposed to get punched in the face, knocked down somewhere in the playoffs. They don't make the finals this young and enter that dominant era this fast without, you're supposed to go through some turmoil. You're supposed to go through something. LeBron didn't win for his first 4 years. You've seen all of these guys, even the Knicks. And it's, I think, why I really enjoy watching the Knicks. Knicks have been on this build and on this come up for 4 seasons now, and where it's just been building and building. It's the perfect storyline. And we're now getting either the conclusion to one of the league's best storylines, which is, when are the Knicks finally going to win? When are they going to do it? When will New York bring the chip back? Or we're going to begin that next storyline, like you said. Is this the Wemby era? Wemby will assert his dominance at some point. He is going to take this lead.
He will be heard from.
You will not be able to stop him. Is this disclosure day? Is this where it all begins? So I'm very excited to just see all of this play out, to see what the tempo, what the momentum starts here from game one. I'm also very interested to see what it's going to look like in San Antonio, right? Because there was a report that already came out that the Spurs have begun revoking the season ticket rights from different season ticket holders if they are reselling their tickets. They've instituted a new system. They've put out a statement saying, go to legal if you have a problem with it, but do not resell your tickets. We want Spurs fans here. New York Knicks fans are going to light this shit up. They're going to light it up. And is that going to shake this young team? Will that, you said, like the Knicks, they're in the zoo. They are one of the few teams in sports that just deal with the media like crazy, that deal with the fans like crazy. They're prepared for this. Is Wemby prepped for it? Are these young rookies like Carter Bryant, are they ready for this shit? So I'll be curious just to see how that plays out. I am curious to you what you think the biggest matchup is here for the Knicks. What is it that they need to exploit? What is it that they need to do to win this finals? And same for the Spurs too, because I can say, as I watched a lot more of the Spurs this playoffs probably than the Knicks, it's going to be a much, much different offense that they're going to be facing here than OKC, right? Like the Knicks, everything that I've seen is from Mike Brown and what he's instituted on this team is that is a team that's just like shot out of a cannon, right? Like they come out hot, they come out fast, they stay fast, they keep the tempo going. OKC, I've never watched a star player like Shea play slower. Like they're like literally walking up and down the court, trying to keep the pace, trying to keep the Spurs slow and, take care of different things. I think
in hindsight, letting the 7'5" alien kind of take his time getting back down the court and then set up in the middle of the game.
No,
in hindsight.
But if something explodes, I think you can see the Spurs. Yeah, analytic. Kenny Atkinson's not a fan. If something explodes, if there's a turnover, something like that goes wrong for a second against the Spurs, you see that youth come out. We saw it in I believe game 5 or game 6 against the Thunder, where they just shut down. Like Wemby can't do it. Like that youth gets rattled with them. And I think the Knicks, even though they haven't been to the finals here, they have this playoff experience that they can come and just knock you in the mouth and get you shook up.
Yeah, this Knicks team didn't rattle down 22 to the Cavs. It was like 7 minutes to go. They didn't rattle when they lost a couple of games to the Hawks, and everybody started questioning them. And, they didn't rattle when their Philly cheesesteaks, when they went to Philadelphia, were late getting back on the plane. They didn't get mad because the intern took their time. They almost didn't get those Philly cheesesteaks on the plane in time for them to head back to New York. It was insane. So I think that, you're right. The key thing for San Antonio are the lights too bright for them. The key thing for New York and the matchup there is I think the key for New York is to continue to be smart offensively. I think that in the Atlanta series, Brown made some adjustments. We saw kind of the evolution of Cat into like a point forward, kind of like, baby Jokic or whatever, you know what I mean? Trying to kind of play his hand at playmaking. He's got all the tools that the Joker has, a shot, some post-ups, and then if he can pass as well, then that unlocked the offense. Then against Philly, it wasn't working as well. So, Mike Brown has been able to make adjustments on the fly. Brunson is playing smart. He's not forcing his spots. On the days when they were doubling him, he was passing out and they were trusting the team. So the key for the Knicks is to stay humble and continue to play as a team and continue to play smart, not get caught up in hero ball, just play smart. And I'm very confident that this is a team where Josh Hart can't shoot. They're leaving him open. He misses the first 3 shots in the game, and they insist that he continues to shoot. And then you have Landry Shamet, 11 out of 12 in a series from 3-point range, just automatic and playing stingy defense. So can the Knicks remain smart in modifying their offense? I think if both of these teams had been playing the same grueling schedule, or if these were Tibbs Knicks, I would be more scared about the young Spurs outrunning us, out hustling us, and losing and having a clear disadvantage there. But this is a much more well-rested and healthier Knicks team than would be facing them. So I'm not as scared about the youth and about the speed. And again, OKC, a team that drives, slows down the pace, methodical, meta offense, very little mistakes. The Knicks were getting layups on makes against the Cavs. Now the Cavs were fucking out of it. Jared Allen didn't want to be there. People were like turning away on defensive. I don't think the Spurs are going to be giving up like that. But the Knicks are built for this.
Let me ask, biggest factor in this series on both sides that's not named Brunson or Wemby?
The biggest factor in both, I believe, is going to be Bridges. Mm-hmm. I think Mikal Bridges. I think that if he continues being the jack of all trades, the athletic wing out there that can come help, that when if Brunson gets worn down or if they target Brunson with Fox, maybe he picks up a couple of fouls. Bridges is going to have to be the guy that on those rotations comes in and makes something happen. And his pull-up game is up top notch. So we'll see how that translates because, the Spurs can do a lot of things, So if I think it comes down to him. And then Fox on the Spurs, I would say DeAndre Fox, because he was hurt and the Spurs still kept going. And if he's rounding out into his own and if he can find another level of speed, then he can, draw some fouls on Cat, draw some fouls on Brunson. And then the Spurs need to try to do that and then try to see if the Knicks bench is up to the task. I think that's the Spurs' best chance is disrupt with their speed and youth and try to get the Knicks to get frustrated and then try to get the bench out there more and try to take advantage of the bench. And hopefully the bench is up to it.
Who on the Knicks has the best chance at stopping Wemby? Who do they send out there? I think a lot of people I've seen just casuals say it was like, oh yeah, Karl Anthony Towns is a big dude. He's not. That's not the defensive liability that you want on a Wemby, right?
No.
So who on the Knicks is going to get tasked with this and could actually have a shot?
He can shoot over everybody and he can block anybody's shot. So I'm going to go with strength over size, and I'm going to say OG. OG is, I think, going to be, especially if Robinson, if they're doing Hakamich or if he's a little hurt, or if there's fouls on Cat, I think you could see the Knicks going with OG, using his strength because OG's a fucking linebacker. he's more like a defensive end. You know, I mean, he's like Michael Parsons with a fucking jump shot. You know, I think OG can physically keep Wemby out of the paint, and he's got the shot making ability to pull him outside. Cat obviously is going to have to, be the guy at the top of the key more and be able to at least bang with him a little bit on rebounds. I think Mitchell Robinson will bang with him. And Mitchell Robinson is going to have to get those offensive rebounds that he gets to. And he's going to have to go battle up and when they do the pick and roll and try to get lobs up to him. So Wemby's athletic enough to be able to recover that. So the French freak.
How are you going to take all of this in? How are you going to, what's going to be your experience? How are you going to watch it? Because I already know, like, I'm just going to be watching at home, maybe do a B-dubs night or something. And
I was furiously Googling Knicks bars in San Diego to see if, like, there's like Jets bars and Giants bars. So there's a couple of places where I think there will be a crowd. I am going to be by myself at my tattoo shop. Hopefully not tattooing or piercing anybody while the Knicks go on a run or when somebody says bang. Sorry. Free touch-ups. Sorry.
Anybody that's getting a tat right now, it's in the writing. You put Nixon for somewhere in the tattoo.
Yeah. I did. And it's interesting because I did, I think I showed you guys, I did a Spurs logo earlier this year for a guy out here. And I was like, I'm gonna make the logo blue and orange. He was like, fuck you. And then I just texted him yesterday. I'm like, Nixon 6. So I was gonna text him. I was like, free sleeve if the Spurs sweep. But I was like, no, I'm not putting that out in the universe. Don't you put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby.
I just know that of these playoffs and this whole season, what I've been really enjoying, and I'm gonna miss it now, is the finals are going to be on ESPN, ABC, doing that whole thing. I'm hoping for the bare minimum Stephen A, even though I know that he's going to self-insert into this whole thing and probably during like Inside the NBA and all.
We don't claim him as a fan anymore. I mean, that's the memo. The memo went out. We don't claim Stephen A anymore. You don't know ball.
I'm gonna miss NBC. I've been watching the Peacock games. I've been watching games on Prime.
Rock.
So, oh my God, it's so good. Even the new theme on Prime is so good. And then it just goes to ESPN and it's like 90% commercials and all this. But
fucking betting commercials.
I'm not going to miss Reggie Miller though. I was getting a little Reggie Miller fatigued. I want to ask because real quick, because you brought up Stephen A, just off the top of your dome, top 5, because this seems to change. The hierarchy has been changing throughout these playoffs too. The top 5 celebrity Knicks fans as of this finals right now. Because I know there was a little bit of a kerfuffle around the Met Gala time between Ben Stiller and Timothée Chalamet, because Ben Stiller was trying to be like that guy, but then kind of took a hit because he went to the Met Gala instead of one of the Knicks playoff games. Meanwhile, Chalamet
was a bit of a misstep. Let me see. All right. So for me, all right, I'm gonna put Chalamet at the 5. I mean, he's an up and comer. He's bringing the billionaire baddie with him. You know what I mean? He's getting after it. And he's new to this, but true to this. He took the plane to fucking Cleveland. He went out there.
Yeah, he's in there.
Yeah. And then let me think about this for a quick second. Then I'm gonna put Ben Stiller at the 4. Ben Stiller. He earned his dues. I think Stiller over Chalamet still. Chalamet is in there. I'm putting them top 5 celebrities right now, but Ben Stiller has been there since the beginning, man. He's been there for a minute. And then I gotta go. Let me see. Where do I gotta go after that? I think I gotta go Fat Joe.
Fat Joe. I never hear Fat Joe.
Fat Joe would be spending that money, and he'd be getting in there once in a while, and he'd be looking fly as fuck, you know. And I want to be on this podcast, so that's also a reason. Fat Joe's. I want to be on the pod with. I want to be on the pod with Jada and Joe. So I would put Fat Joe at the three spot, and then I'm gonna go Tracy Morgan at the 2. Because he's out there on the streets before and after the game. He's getting after it, and Spike's still number 1. Spike's still the man.
Spike's gonna lose it.
Yeah, I mean, there's posers like Howard Stern and other people, and like the LA whatever the Brunson one that always hugs Brunson. She's like on.
Oh, Mariska Hargitay.
Yeah, all those. But this is from a West Coast Knicks fans that this is from what I've seen. Somebody that's more in the know might be like, this is the guy that goes every week. But those are my top 5.
You're going to see the posers. You're going to see the posers pop up sometime during these finals too. They're going to try to get those seats.
Howard Stern used to leave in the third quarter.
That they can't. No. Yeah, you're disqualified. You're just there for appearance at that point. Here are the seats. Seats for Game 3. You have seats. It's courtside seats going for $100,000 plus $100,000 plus.
Yeah, I mean, listen. NBA writers from one writer to another. I think that the better storyline is the Knicks' gradual, climb and winning the championship, and the Spurs almost getting there, because you don't want to peak too early in like season 1 of Wemby.
Yeah,
you want Wemby to win the championship, not season 3. You want Wemby to win the championship like season 4, 5, 6, somewhere in there. Maybe all 3 of those. So I think the better storyline is Knicks in 6. That way you get 3 paid days at Madison Square Garden. That's if the Knicks win in 4, that's like a huge hit to the economy. Game 6 in New York, that's like $1 billion of revenue for all these networks, in ads and shit. So I think I get it. Knicks in 6 again. You know what I mean? Knicks in 6. It just feels so natural to say it.
That's what it is. I think if you're really trying to go the conspiracy route and see what the script writers are doing, hey, I could see like whoever wins this rematch next year, then that team will win. Boom.
Well, let me ask you this. I mean, you've seen. I mean, I know the Wizards have the number 1 pick, so they could be in the Eastern Conference Finals next year with the number 1 pick, Trae Young.
Yes.
Trae, huh?
Ice Trae. We shall be. Yeah, we'll be.
Trae. You got Trae. You got you got the Brow, and you got the number 1 pick.
Mm-hmm.
That's got to be good for second round next year, right?
At least gets me that feeling that I had when John Wall and Bradley Beal were, banging out the Atlanta Braves in round 1 and then getting the shit beat out of them by LeBron in round 2.
You got Boston and Tatum, right? You got Halliburton coming off of the injury. You got where the fuck's gonna go? Where's Giannis gonna go? What's Cleveland and Donovan Mitchell? What's gonna happen there? The Pistons and Orlando both shit the bed. So why not us again next year? If this team wins in 6, loses in 7, there's no reason the Knicks can't repeat. I'm not afraid of any of those teams that I mentioned because of the fact that we have these wings, OG Bridges that can match up against Tatum. There was a second there where I was like, oh, fuck, we got to play Boston. And then Philly destroys Boston and we destroy Philly. So I'm like, what were we afraid of? So I think the most exciting thing is about to a Knicks fan is having this feeling before of we might be the best team. We might be better than everybody else. Not like we know we're not the best, but we're going to try to win it. Because every time from fucking 94 now, it's we know we're not the best. We know Jordan's the best. We know LeBron is the best. We know Steph is the best. We know we're not the best. But we're going to try our hearts out and we're going to sell out the Garden and we're going to say, go New York. This time, we might actually be the best. Like, we might be the best team in the NBA in 2-3 weeks. And other teams might be like, what the fuck did New York do? Let's look for chubby 6'1" point guards. And let's see what we can fucking do. Fuck them picks. And every move they've made has worked. Landry Shamet, Deuce McBride. How deep down the bench do we have to go? I'm just very confident, Reed. I'm very, very confident. And tell you what, also, the Knicks team has helped me because I don't have to watch the Mets
Oh, yes.
Because guys, I've lived in San Diego for 25 years. So every year when the Mets play the Padres, I am in the stadium at least one or two of the games. They come once a year, and I'm like, fuck, I get to go represent. And I've only not gone like 2 times. And this year, I was very close to buying third row, third base tickets at the start of the season because I was excited about the Mets. And I was like, I'm going to treat myself. I'm going to get tickets right behind third base dugout where the visitors are. I'm going to have a good time. It's going to be the middle of June. The Knicks will probably not be playing, so I don't have to worry about that. And then the closer it got to the game, the Mets kept sucking and the Knicks kept getting better. And I was like, And then game 2 of the finals is going to be on the day that I was going to go watch the Mets. And then I'm like, perfect excuse that I don't have to spend $200 for tickets to go watch my shitty ass Mets, and I can instead go to a bar and watch the Knicks.
Missing out on that great Juan Soto stuff.
I mean, Juan Soto's raking.
Yeah, that's all you can ask for.
It's fucking he's raking. But he's also might be 32, so we're really holding our we're really hoping he holds up for 15 years and 700 million.
Well, let's go ahead, just hit the final prediction here, right? I think you've said it multiple times now, but
what's your prediction, Reed? I want your prediction.
If honestly, in my heart, I'm rooting for the Knicks, right? In my heart, I'm rooting for the Knicks, but I've also been watching the Spurs now for 2 series, so I feel like it's like my playoff team right now. So it's the rare time I'm going to be happy either way. An actual prediction though, I'm not trying to steal yours. This is what I've had in my head. I'm going Knicks in 6 initially here. I just trust I trust the experience right now, and obviously that hasn't really meant shit throughout these.
Listen, it goes to game 7. All bets are off, though. If it goes to game 7, the Wemby being an alien factor scares the fuck out of me.
If it goes to game 7, the media can't handle. Nothing can handle.
Game 7 in Texas with fucking Wemby with a shot would destroy me. But it would probably be an epic game. I'm excited for a good NBA Finals series, and I'm excited to put and I think the -180. I think it's just based on the season, but we beat them in the play. We already beat these guys. I'm just kidding. Wemby was hurt. It's a different team. I get it. But I'm still going Knicks in 6 for the conspiracy, even though I'm pretty confident that the Knicks are going to win the series.
I think they're going to win the series. I think I'm not seeing game 1 tonight. You know what? No, fuck it. I'm just going to jump all in. Knicks taking game 1 tonight. It's going to shoot the shit out. But then Wemby, they're going to give it to him game 2.
I think game 2. I think the interesting one is does Wemby have like a epic game in the Garden like Jordan did against the Celtics? Does Wemby have a fucking like where even the Knicks crowd is like fuck, you know? Because if there's a crowd that would appreciate that, no matter what, would be the Knicks crowd.
Yeah. All I'm hoping for are games that are closer to game 7 that we just got between OKC and the Spurs, closer to game 1 that we had between the Knicks and the Cavs. I just want something close. I want something competitive. I want something fun. The playoffs have been filled with a lot of these blowouts, and that's going to happen when you have teams that are relying on threes and getting their shooting, and if it doesn't hit, you're going to see these large gaps in the score. But I think these two teams can put on a show. I think they're going to put on a show. That's the mission from the league. Adam Silver needs them to put on a show. Let's get this.
Hey, listen, man. We jinxed the Great American State Fair. We started talking about it, and everybody backed out. Dude.
I know.
Now it's just going to be a rally.
Of course. That's where it was going to go, no matter what.
Now it's just going to be a rally. Before it was this completely bipartisan thing.
Call Kid Rock. Hey, Giannis to the Thunder, real quick.
For Chet and like all the kids.
Yeah.
I think Milwaukee does it faster than OKC. I think Milwaukee would. I think probably that. I think Jalen or Chet would be the two greatest assets that they could get for. I mean, unless they want Bam and Tyler Hero, which I don't think they would want.
I don't even think Miami would give up Bam too, being a stubborn.
Yeah, I think that. Yeah, I think that might be the best case. But that would be Giannis and OKC would be an interesting one.
But you know what? They don't matter. None of them matter. None of them matter because the Knicks are here right now. Giannis could have been in New York. He could have been repping that blue and orange, but he chose not to.
KD could be there right now too, man. He could be there.
KD's a bum. Coward. Coward.
The capital K.
Folks, go out and enjoy these NBA finals. Go out and enjoy. If you need to relieve some stress during it, do like Wembanyama did. He took his whole team to go see the movie Obsession and just to bring him down, which I would argue after seeing it last night, that does not bring your heart rate down.
No,
the levels down. But, do what you got to do. But most importantly, enjoy the NBA finals. Stick around with us. We'll be around. We'll be recapping these things. I'd like to do a live watch along at some point during one of these, but that also might be too stressful for us to try and get that stream. We'll figure it all out.
We'll figure it out. Yeah, you might be able to catch me on some like live post game reactions or something. Maybe I'll clip myself.
Just lit as shit. Yeah. Lit as fuck.
Next and 6, baby. Let's go.
Big Cheap Burrito. Thank you for being here, folks. We'll talk to you later.
Peace.